Hey guys, my name is Marentia.
My name is Ama, and this is the Girls Who Cook podcast.
Wow, look at us. Look at that. We've actually taken 2 weeks break and we got that intro.
No, let's say that again. Guys, it's not necessarily a 2 weeks break because if it were up to us, we'd be very, very, very happy to keep the consistency. This is why you should sponsor us, guys, because it's really increasingly more and more expensive to keep these episodes up. So please sponsor us so that we can keep the consistency. So we had to go on a break because of that. But we're really happy to be back.
We're so happy to be back. And like Amma said, we're self-funded. We're just two girls from Ghana, Japan, and we're the Girls Who Cook podcast. Let's tell them a little bit about what this podcast is so that if they are watching for the first time, what we represent. We're girls who cook because
we cook in life.
We cook in life, but we don't be cooking in the kitchen that much. But we be cooking in different aspects of life, and we feel like we want to showcase the range of girlhood. Girls cook in different departments of their life. We talk about sex, money, career, personal problems. Like, it's really Amma and I's loud diary in a sense, and we get to come once a week, talk to each other. It's like a personal therapy session.
Yeah, and also very much in the theme of young adulthood, whether it's in Africa, wherever you are in the world, just the range of girlhood in the theme of young adulthood. You know, the adult problems that just hit you left, right, center, just navigating those, hearing from us, hearing from you guys, and hearing from some real special guests.
Guys. Ooh, are we ready for this?
I'm so excited.
Are we ready for this?
I don't think you guys are ready. I'll be real.
No, for real. Because I think first things first, we're going to give her a proper introduction because she's our first YouTuber guest that we're having on our show. She's a Kenyan-born digital storyteller who has traveled across 30 plus African countries. Wow. Capturing the stories that mainstream media often ignores, with over 450,000 YouTube subscribers and millions of views. God, one day. She's gone viral multiple times, whether it's her emotional story of losing her mother, her powerful interviews with presidents, and industry leaders, or her jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes look at Africa's hidden gems. Wow. But she's more than just a content creator, of course. She's a businesswoman owning Airbnbs in Kenya, proving that influencers can be real entrepreneurs. What? And let's not forget, she's married to Africa's biggest YouTuber, our very own from Ghana, Wode Maya, making them one of the most powerful content creator couples. Wow. We have Miss Trudy.
She said, wow, that's you, girl.
Woo!
That's all you.
Let's give her. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. First of all, I love both of you guys. I love your energy. I really, you're special, you know. I really admire you so much. The way you are able to just stand up and you're not afraid to speak your mind. I have so much respect for you. Because no offense, but many Ghanaians are not like that, you know. But you just stand up for what you believe, and oh my God. And she's shocked that I'm telling her that you watch her a lot, like all your episodes.
Miss Trudy watches me. Are you like?
Are you kidding me right
Don't
now?
be talking to me anyhow, guys. Put some respect on my name.
I have to say that I love you so much and I look up to you. You guys should see her, like she's working hard. Like I'm like, damn, you are hustling like you have
like a hustler.
Exactly.
Like, you know, people that should be hustling. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so
it's
cool.
inspiring.
It's always nice to be around women who are working hard for their own. They are not comfortable because they're like, I'm gonna be good anyway.
Yeah. See the way she shine now. Look at
Guys,
but it's directly in following her dreams. Like, she's taking big steps, bold steps, like leaving school. Like, so now she's a school dropout, but you know, we understand. No, please, she laughs at me. If you're new to this podcast, I'm not a bully. She bullies me, so this is just.
She's an ex-convict too.
Okay,
Guys.
you see, no, do you see why I mean, no,
Wow,
Miss Trudy, you see, you're not ready.
Wow.
One thing I've never been to jail.
The fact that you just decided to just move to Japan and get a whole job and you are alone and you made friends, like who does that? Especially like rich kids. Like they're just so spoiled, you know. But you're taking initiative.
Yeah.
You're getting out of your comfort zone. As in, that's so cool.
Guys,
you should be proud of yourself.
Guys, so these are the themes that you would keep seeing when you keep coming back to this podcast. Okay, these are the things we celebrate in the ranges of girlhood, the hard work, the passion, the drive, and all of it.
So yesterday was Maya's birthday.
Belated happy birthday, Maya. We love you so much, Wode. Like, we love you. You're so special.
Yeah. love
so I was trying to think what am I gonna do for him for his birthday, but then he's such a simple person. And then when someone has so much, it's like, what do you give them? If I'm to book a trip, like where would I take him that would really excite him because he's traveled so much?
Yeah.
If I'm to give him a gift, like what do I gift him? Sometimes it gets so
Right.
confusing. Anyway, thank God he's so simple. So yeah, nothing much, but it was just spending time together was amazing. So yeah, before that, I did meet up with you and we went for dinner and it was so much fun just catching up because I think we saw each other last how many years ago?
Yes.
Was it 2 years ago something?
Yeah, almost 3 years now, probably. Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
nice
yeah,
just
you've been
catching
away.
up with my
So
only
nice.
Japanese friend. So it's so cool.
That's me, the token Japanese friend.
I feel like you teach me a lot about, your culture and it's so cool.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys do stuff?
No, we just caught up over dinner. I was telling her about what I was doing in Japan.
Okay.
You know what's crazy is because every single time we try to catch up, right? We had this podcast, so everything I've told her, I've still not even told you. We've still not had our full catch-up
We
session
haven't.
yet. What have you been up to? Did you say everything you've been up to?
Oh, girl, you guys already know if you've already been on here. School, just professional development, taking courses like she's been saying. Oh, I finished my PMP.
Thank you. That's what I was waiting. What does PMP mean?
Project Management Professional Certification.
The last time you were doing law, right?
I'm a lawyer currently transitioning into finance. But what I want to do with the rest of my life needs the law, policy, finance, and project management. So I went to do a project management course. I'm preparing to take the exam for the professional license and certification. And I'm in GMAS class so that I can get a good GMAS score to.
What's GMAS?
So when you want to go into a good MBA program, one of the requirements for most of the schools is a GMAT score. It's graduate management.
What's an
admission.
MBA program?
Master's in business administration, right? Yeah, so you want to do a graduate program in business administration, right? So finance and all of that. And you need a good GMAT score. GMAT is really made of like some special type of English and math. You have to get a good score and then you apply. So yeah, basically that's what I've been up
Like
to.
you're so intelligent. That's
I
crazy.
beg you.
Even the words you're using, I'm like,
I
oh my God,
beg
what's that?
you.
What's that? You know,
I beg you.
must be nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
That's so cool.
And I really want people to know this because I feel like every person I meet, even in Wode, he was like, so Amma has calmed down a lot. And I'm like, you guys don't even fucking know the plotting this girl is doing. And mind you, I feel the same way too because I feel like with us being off of YouTube and like people think, oh, this is where we've reached the YouTube. Guys, I can't even go and delete this channel. Where I'm coming out now with YouTube, man. Forget about
You guys
it. And
are
where
not
Amma
ready.
is coming out with life.
You guys
Forget
are not
about it.
ready.
I think the last time I met Miss Trudy, you had just gotten married and you had just moved to Ghana. You're originally from Kenya, but your husband is Ghanaian. What is Ghana like for you as someone who's not from Ghana, moving here for your husband? Were there any culture shocks? And also, you've even mentioned a bit about how Kenya is such a developed country. Coming from a developed country to Ghana, how is it for you?
There's definitely been lots of culture shock moving from Kenya to Ghana. Number one, I feel like Ghanaians are very reserved people, very respectful, which is not the same case in Kenya. Like Kenyans, nah, we're not. Kenyans don't say please all the time. Like though you guys be like mpacho, mpacho. Mpacho means please.
Oh
for
my
those-
gosh.
Yeah. We don't
It's
keep
so nice to
saying
hear you say,
mpacho.
and like you say it well.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Yeah.
I try kakra kakra.
Nah, the girl wants to kill me. Nah, you're too good.
And I remember when I came to Ghana, guys thought I was so rude because, like, who says please all the time? So I'd be
Please
like,
and thank
Can
you.
I have that? And be like, And Maya would tell me, you gotta say please. I'm like,
Oh
really?
my
Like, even when I'm saying hi or like,
Please,
please,
hi.
how are you? Like, I'm like, oh, that's so weird.
Please, how are you? And thank you.
That's so- Don't you guys find it weird? But then you guys are Ghanaians,
Well,
so
you get me.
yeah.
We
so
find it
it's-
weird when you don't add, or we like side eye you when you don't add.
Exactly. So that was so crazy because in Kenya it's like hi, and you don't even have to say the hi. Like in Kenya it's like I don't know you, so mind your business. I'm gonna mind my business. You understand? But here it's like here you gotta say hi, and then you don't just say hi. Say auntie,
Right.
brother.
Even to strangers you don't know. Once they
Yeah.
appear older than you, right? You do have to add that auntie or uncle.
Which was so crazy.
Yeah.
Like who does that?
Yeah.
But Ghanaians do.
Yeah.
So that was definitely very, very shocking. So I have to remind myself all the time to say please. I had a PA You know, sometimes it gets overwhelming. You're doing so much.
Of course.
So when I uploaded videos, I tell her, please respond to my comments. Because I love to do it myself, but it gets overwhelming sometimes.
course, yeah.
And then when you're traveling a lot also. So then she was responding to my comments on YouTube and she'd say, like, please, yes, please, thank you. Please. No. And then guys were like, no, this can't be Trudy. No, like, because she's saying please all the time.
Wait. Your fans were saying this can be Trudy.
Yeah, like what's happening? Because who says like please, please, please? Or this is weird. Like, Trudy, is this you? You know. So I was like,
That is
then I told her,
hilarious.
stop saying please, please, please. Just go straight to the point. And then also I've been talking to my friends in Kenya and they'll be like, you're starting to sound Ghanaian because you say please, you know? It's crazy how what is so normal here is so abnormal in Kenya.
Right,
like what?
right.
Yeah, like saying please.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about the roads, right? And I'm super curious as to how the roads are in Kenya, because you said that, wow, when we passed on a newer road in Ghana, you're like, that's how all the roads are in Kenya, right?
Most of them.
Wow.
Like, we've got really good roads. We have one of the best roads in Africa.
Wow. Your traffic lights
I've
work?
seen that.
Most traffic lights work.
Oh, wow.
And then they have like 5 lanes, like 5, 6 lanes.
Yeah. One way.
And people
Yes.
actually use the lanes?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, sorry. I'm not used to that.
No, Marintia is shading Ghana
sorry,
so
I
bad. I'll allow it.
No, I'm
Did you
just
actually ask me if the traffic lights work?
No, in Ghana,
Babes,
traffic
that's a
lights don't
very
work.
valid question
In Ghana, a
here.
lot of traffic-
serious?
that's why
Babes, okay, so have you not noticed, like, have you not experienced, like, especially driving at night or being driven at night?
I've seen that.
Street lights, no street lights, bumpy roads. You've not noticed that?
I have.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you about the weather and the food.
Yes.
So, yeah, the weather is very different. Nairobi gets cold.
What?
Yeah.
It's so
Especially in the
cold.
morning.
I'll show you what I was wearing in Nairobi. You think I was a villager? I was doubled up.
Especially in the morning.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's cold. Although during the day, the sun can come out depending on the season.
Please,
But
the
it
sun
gets
does not
cold in the
feel
morning.
anything. It's cold.
Yeah.
Is it like, does it have 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons?
Yeah, I want to
We've
know.
got like 3 seasons.
Okay, so
Rainy season, cold season, and sunny days.
Okay. Like hot, but not like Ghana hot.
Ish, can never be like Ghana.
Ghana is hot to you.
Hi.
Ghana. Oh, then you guys need to come to Japan in the summer. Ghana hot is cool for Japan
That's
summer.
crazy.
No, I don't even want to
And
imagine
the worst
that.
part is that Ghana summer and Ghana heat is not humid. Japan heat is like, as in, you're wet everywhere. Like, even if you straighten your hair,
Oh, yeah.
Really?
very humid.
So when's the best time to come to Japan then?
Spring or fall?
Which months are those?
But to be fair, it also depends on what you want to do. Because if you come in the summer, the fireworks is beautiful and you can be in the ocean and stuff. But if you want like a good temperature, spring, cherry blossoms. March, like that's when all the pink cherry blossom trees are around. Very nice time weather-wise to come.
I can't believe there's any country in the world hotter than Ghana.
Oh, Dubai.
I thought Ghana was it.
What? Wow, so it means Kenya is not anywhere as hot as Ghana then?
It's hot, and then you also have the
Okay,
coast
well.
of Kenya, which is hotter than Nairobi. But then I don't think it's hotter than Ghana.
Wow. Wait, and also Amma mentioned a very good point. What I'm very interested in food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, food is totally different.
Spicy?
Ghanaian food is spicier than
What?
Kenyan food.
And definitely with salt, more salt than Kenyan food, right?
Yeah, Maya always says you don't know how to cook in East Africa. Guys, don't get mad.
No,
I
not
know-
everyone. Yeah, don't
I
get
know East
mad.
Africans watching be like,
No, guys.
No,
I
don't
don't think
take
it's
it
not knowing how to
personally.
cook. It's definitely the salt and the spice. They don't be messing with
we've put, but then it's
minimal
not really,
salt. Very minimal
and
salt.
pepper. Oh my god, too much pepper in your food. But now I'm used to it.
Oh, do you like it? Because
now
we
I
are
do.
crazy about super spicy food
Now I
here.
I love spicy food.
I love spicy
Yeah,
food.
so that was something that was very shocking. Like, one thing is that also here in Ghana, like, you guys mix your meat. Like, you'd have chicken, beef, fish.
Yes.
That was so shocking. I was like, oh my god.
Why?
Like, what are you guys doing? Like, you can do one at a time.
We're doing too much, huh?
You guys, it's like the world
Everybody
is coming
won,
to an
everybody
end.
won.
So it's
Only,
like,
only Ghana.
Why?
that's
you fed
crazy.
too. Why?
Like, who does that? Like, chicken meat,
Fish,
everything. I'm
beef.
like, what? Who does that?
So what do you think about wache then? Because a lot of people tell me that it's crazy that there's spaghetti on top of rice and then there's like gari, which like they just say is
salad.
powder. And then,
That's
like,
definitely different, but it's nice. And
Oh,
I
you
actually
like
like
it?
it. It's the meat that I'm talking about.
I love that.
Yeah,
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 the protein,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
How do you feel about the cost of living here, standard of
Ghana
living
is
here?
definitely more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ghana is expensive. Even, not just like a lot of money goes a short way here in Ghana.
yes.
In Kenya as well, but I feel like Ghana is way more expensive.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to like property, when you're buying property, Here it's like 2 or 3 times more expensive than in Kenya, which is so crazy.
We should actually do a trying Kenyan food live stream.
100%.
That would be very
100%.
cool. But
Also trying Japanese and then Ghanaian food.
100%.
100% do that.
You mentioned married life before she even moved, and moving because of married life, but we've not actually spoken even a little bit about married life. How has married life been? How has it been moving from dating Wode Maya to marrying Wode Maya? Was he your type initially? Like, was he giving the energy you wanted? Like, how has just also married life looked like after dating?
Give us the tea.
Crazy.
Give us the tea.
See, I say this all the time. Like when I met Maya, I wasn't even looking for a relationship. I was just minding my business. I met him at a time when I was so lost in life and I was so depressed because I had just gotten fired from a job. I used to work in a supermarket. I used to do promotions. You know those ladies who, when you work in a supermarket, they're like, "Hey, you're selling Omo. It's on offer. You know, it's tough on stains, soft on your hands. Please buy one today." Blah blah blah. I used to do that job in the supermarket. I did that for 3 years, and it got to a point where I was just tired because I was like, this can't be it for me. You can't tell me this is all life is gonna offer me. I just felt like I had more in me. Like this just can't be it. So I used to feel so lost, and I used to pray so much. But then in my mind, I was thinking, listen, if I do this so well, I'll get promoted. And you see, us guys, we used to go in the morning, like we are there by 8, and you stand the whole day until like 6 p.m. and let no one get you leaning. You better stand straight. And lunch break was like 30 minutes. Go for lunch, come back, you know, and do the work. And you better make sales, you know, because they were recording. So it used to be very tough. But then I told myself, oh, if I can get promoted and become a merchandiser. So a merchandiser are these people who they come and arrange the whatever it is. Then they come and arrange and then go to the next supermarket and arrange. Maybe they have 4 supermarkets to go to and then go home. So I was like, that's so easy. I just want to get to that point. So I did promotions. I mean, promotions for like 3 years, hoping for a promotion. Promotion. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Because you are promoting the product. So we are promoters.
Yeah.
But then I never got the promotion. And then the thing is, I used to tell some of my friends, yo, you gotta come and do this job. And then some will be like, how much are you getting paid? I was like, $3. And some of them were like, I'd rather stay home.
$3
Yeah.
an hour?
Per what?
Yeah, but that's like 300 Kenya shillings. So $3 is actually a lot. Per day. What do you mean an hour?
$3 a day.
Yeah. But then a few would be like, oh, I'm interested. And then they'd come. And then when they come, they'd be working for a couple of months and then they get promotions. And I'd be like, God, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Are you serious? You know I've been doing this thing for 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the same thing and I bring people and then they get... Like, life seemed so unfair. Like, I didn't understand.
Was it
like,
because, like, the manager there didn't like you, or was it, like, for
First of all, it wasn't a permanent job. You'd get a job for, like, 3 months at most. Or, like, a month. And then after a month, it ends. Then you'd have to go for another interview. You know, it was just... So it wasn't anything permanent. Looking back now, I get it. But at that time, it didn't make sense at all. Yeah, I remember one of my closest friends, she came, then she got the merchandising job, and I was like, God, are you serious? And she had only done it for like 3 months. And then after the merchandising job, she became a supervisor who supervises the merchandisers and the promoters. And I was like, God.
Hello.
Like, hi.
Right.
So it got to a point where my legs were swelling because I was standing the whole day and it was so tough. But then at that time, my dad had retired. I don't have a mom. My mom passed away when I was 16. So I'm like, I need money. So how am I going to get the money? There are no jobs in Kenya. So you got to hustle because you had gone for so many job interviews, but then there are no jobs. So you have to make money. It got to a point where one day I was doing my job and then I sold to this guy and he was so impressed and was like, you know who I am? I'm like, nah. He's like, I'm actually the owner of the company. I was like, oh, wow. He's like, I love what you just did. So come to my office on Monday. I want to give you a promotion. He was like, on a Friday. I was so happy.
Yeah.
So then Monday comes, you go to the office. I'm like, yeah, I told everyone, you know, a cousin of mine had also introduced to the job. Everyone was called. I think it was a meeting and they were also going to promote some people. So there were about 50 people in the room. I was so excited. And then they called me to the front. I was like, oh, God, yes, finally. Then the guy was like, so I've been told who you actually are. I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, so apparently you miss work sometimes. You don't do your job. I'm like, what do you mean? And he says this, my supervisor told him that. So basically, in short, she went and bad-mouthed me, said lies, because I wasn't sucking up to her. You know how guys would try to be friendly with someone so they can get a promotion? That was our supervisor. I was just minding my business and doing my thing. So she went and lied.
You ain't ass kissing enough.
Exactly. So I guess she had people who are doing that, so she wanted them promoted. That was like, at that point, other than my mom's death, that was the worst day of my life. I was so embarrassed in front of so many people. I left the office, I was crying the whole time. It was so bad because I was like, God, you know it's a lie. You know how hard I've been working.
Yeah.
And then they just brought me from 100 to 0 like that. I was so humiliated.
And in the most humiliating way, because they had your hopes up, thinking they were going to, they literally said they were going to.
Exactly.
And even when he came to now see how you were handling the work, that was a contradiction to what he had been told, right?
Exactly. Then I remember going home and crying the whole time. And then after that, I was just depressed because it was like, I gave it my all. This is what I get. You know, I used to cry in the room. And during that period, it's when Maya DM'd me.
Hi, my loves. It's our first sponsored video. Thank you so much, the Gift Gallery Ghana, for sponsoring today's video. Now, are you starting off fresh in a new space or are you renovating your old space? Well, the Gift Gallery Ghana has the best furniture, most affordable and most diverse furniture, and the one that has the best longevity. And that's something that you want for your new place. The Gift Gallery Ghana has definitely got you, and you definitely need to check them out.
I'm actually going over there to make a whole vlog, make a reel for them. So if you want to check that out, you guys can. If you're in Ghana, you're looking for furniture, the Gifts Gallery GH is the place you should be looking at. Guys, you guys know this is our first brand deal, so we're going to need your power. We want these brands to continue working with us. Please go follow their Instagram. Tell them the Girls Who Cook podcast, Amma sent you, Marentia sent you. Let's go back to the podcast. Maya entered through the DMs.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Wait, did you have any pictures up on Insta? Were you active at all on Instagram? Or had you been doing some videos?
During that time when I was depressed, after like 3 months of crying all the time and stuff, I discovered YouTube and I was like, oh, what's this? But then I used to see just white people making music. And then I remember seeing
That's so
white
funny.
people creating content. I was like, oh, so cool. And then the day I saw a black person creating, I was like, this is it. I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I fell in love with it, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I was all over the place. So then I think now Maya was in China and he was coming to Africa.
Oh,
and he was
that
coming
his
to
early,
Kenya.
early days. then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
How many subscribers did he have, and did you
at
have
that time
when
he
you guys
had
met?
90,000.
Okay.
Oh,
So he was
okay.
already on the going
Rise,
up.
yeah.
I think I had like 10,000 subscribers.
Oh.
I think that was
Okay,
from the African and China videos. Yeah. Okay.
So it was like, hey, I'm coming to Kenya. Would you want to meet up? But then guess what?
What?
I saw it 3 months late. Because I was hardly on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I entered and I was like, oh, someone DM'd me. Some guy called Wode Maya. And then when I said, yeah, I'd like to meet up, I was like, oh, sorry, I left. That was 3 months ago. I was like, oops, sorry. You know?
Yeah.
Wow, look
Then,
at that.
yeah, that was it. He had already gone back to China. Then a few weeks later, I was like, oh, I'm going to Ethiopia. Do you want to come? I was like, leave me alone. I'm depressed. I don't even have time for this. Just leave me alone. You know, I was at rock bottom. Like, what do you... That's when I had been fired.
Yeah.
But then after some time, after thinking, you know, because I used to think and I just used to pray a lot. I was like, God, like, is this it for me? You know? I was like, wait, what do I have to lose? Why not just go to Ethiopia? You know, I just...
Wait, but what did that mean? Do you want to come? Like, was he going to pay, or was he saying?
No, it was
"Do
like,
you
let's
wanna-"
collaborate. Like,
Yes, and then
maybe he'd already fallen for me at that point.
honestly, I wouldn't be
Wow.
surprised.
Yeah, he needs to tell us. He'd probably already fallen. But I don't know. Me, I was just depressed. I was like,
Yeah,
no.
you're
So
just
it's like,
looking for your
what do I
opportunity.
have to lose?
Yeah.
Let me just go to this Ethiopia and...
At this point, this is just DMs interactions, right? But are you guys getting to know each other personally, or is it just like, oh, let's collab?
The
Then
guy
we'll
was
see
like
what-
texting me all the time, honestly. I was like, hey, how was your day? I'm like, why are you asking me about my day? They were just talking to me. I was like, I wasn't even in the right state of
Oh,
mind.
sorry, the way she
you
just
know.
said he was just talking to me. That's so Ghanaian.
That's so Ghanaian.
The way they've
I'm
Ghananized
getting
you.
Ghanaian.
Yeah,
It's
you are,
crazy.
you are.
Yeah, I'm getting Ghanaian. Kakra kakra. So I was like, okay, what do I have to lose? At this point, I had saved about $400 US dollars.
I was gonna ask.
from my promotion. You know, I had done it for 3 years.
Oh, then you were really disciplined. Like
I was so, you don't understand.
Really...
I was so disciplined.
But you were so young at that time.
Because I had big dreams, you know.
Right.
So I was like, I learned from my dad, like, you have to save money. So I used to walk to work sometimes. Sometimes it was like maybe an hour walk from my home. So I'd rather walk. And then I was staying in my dad's place. So I wasn't paying rent. So I was just saving all the money.
Yeah.
So by the end of it, I had $400. So I was like, I can use this money to fly. And then the flight ticket from Kenya to Ethiopia, it's just the right next country to us. I was like, it's going to be like $250 and I'm going to survive on the rest.
To go and come?
Yeah, I'm going to survive on the rest. I was like, let me just take the risk.
Yeah.
That's the best decision I've ever made.
Wow.
Thank God I took the risk. And that's the thing about taking risks in life, getting out of your comfort
Please speak
zone.
on that, because I was going to, please.
You gotta take the risk. Like, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes when you hit rock bottom, it's like, what do you have to lose anyway? Thank God I took that risk. I believe that I wouldn't be here today if I didn't take the risk.
And you know, you said something, because I think being at rock bottom is a privilege that people don't understand, because the amount of fucks I don't give in life because of where I'm at in life, you should use that to your advantage about the fact that you have nothing to lose.
It's like, after rock bottom,
there's nothing.
You can't go.
the only way is up.
Exactly.
And another thing is, like, literally how, like, one trip in many ways changed your life, not just in your career, but even in your love life, right? There's so many small micro instances of that, I feel, when, like, let's say I don't usually like going out. I go out and I met this person that led to another step in my career. You never know what one thing leads to another. The domino effect, the butterfly effect, that's what they call it. So I'm always trying to be mindful about the fact that, Marintia, okay, just step out.
Yeah.
Just step out. All you have to do is just take one step.
Yeah.
And then something else will happen.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Let's hope it's good.
And no matter your circumstances, it's very important the attitude that you approach opportunities and people and things with. Because in her very depressive episode with him just texting her all the time, she could have gone off on him. Which I'm not saying, you know, it's just kind of you gauge and then see, like she asks, what do I have to lose, right? And I'm already in the field. She had 10,000 subscribers, had already been, and if it's a collab to do this, why not, right? So yeah, I that was the highlight for me. That was great.
You see, sometimes when you're torn, it's the best time to make a decision, because you see, like, when you want to do something but you don't feel like doing it, like, it's like, but then you're like, oh, should I? Oh, and I don't feel. That's the time you really need to make that decision. Because I usually feel like you're torn because something big is about to happen, but then you have to make that choice. Otherwise, you'll be holding yourself back.
Oh my gosh, Miss Trudy, we have to talk after this because you're scaring me.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes simple things like when I step out of the house and I'm like, do I go left or right? And then I feel like, no, go left, no, go right. Go right. But then then I make my decision and then I meet someone, I'm like, damn, no wonder. And then this person turns out to be so productive or, you know, someone important. And I'm like, when you feel torn, something major is about to happen. That's what I usually think.
It's crazy to me that you and I and Mahalia, Aliyah, all of us met on a YouTuber trip.
Yeah.
3 years ago for the first time.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
We were just going to Anamabo, maybe 2 hours outside
Central region
outside of Accra. And I met Amma for the first time during that trip. And how involved we've been in each other's lives since that trip. Because I know how influencer trips go. Let's say we go on a trip, we might never see each other again. Even though we had fun there. You know, just the fact that when you become an adult, it takes longer to be reaching out to actually meet up and become friends.
Even when we did meet, we weren't close. We were not close. And for me, she was intimidating in terms of, we'll talk about that later, but also we digress. And we're noted for this. We digress.
Yes. You got married and moved to Ghana, and she was asking you, like, how your marriage is. You were telling us you met him during a time where you had just gotten fired. You brought a good question. Was he your type when you met him in Ethiopia?
Not really. I booked my flight. I've never been the kind of girl who waits for a man to, do things for you. So I just booked my own flight with my own money, and I knew I had a little amount of money that I was going to survive on. So then I took the risk. Then I get to Ethiopia. And then I'm in Ethiopia at the airport. And first of all, he was like, I'm not going to come for you. So you just get there and take a car and come to this location. I'm like, oh, damn, okay. Anyway, he doesn't owe me anything.
Hey, Ghanaian men.
He didn't owe me nothing at the end of the day.
Hey, I'm sorry, Ghanaian men.
Charlie, So I'm like, okay, I get there. I'm like, okay, fine. He's asking me, are you there? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. So I'm coming out of the airport, and then I'm walking out, and then I look up and I see him. I'm like, oh my God. I thought you're not coming, you know.
Ah, he was at the airport?
Yeah, he came.
Oh, he came. So he was joking.
Yeah,
like,
I guess he was, yeah.
Oh, okay. He was doing some...
Is that a move?
He was...
Should I note? Like,
interesting.
guys, should you be noting this move?
No, don't...
Lie
say
to
you're
them, make
coming.
them think you're not
No.
romantic, and then just show up. It doubles the romance, I can imagine. Because you're not even expecting to see her.
Yeah. Talking about doubling the
Wode.
romance. Talking about doubling the romance. So I see him, and then guess what? He had flowers. And that just warmed my heart.
No.
Honestly, because I never knew I loved flowers so much until he gave me flowers. Like, I love flowers so much. And it just melted my heart.
Girl, I feel you.
Really? You love flowers too?
And I didn't know until I first got them. Yeah.
Oh.
You're just like, when you don't get them a lot, you're just like, whatever. You don't even need flowers. What are flowers? Am I going to eat
Exactly.
flowers? And someone
Yeah.
gives you flowers, and it's just like, you got me flowers.
It's so nice to
Yeah.
talk to someone who actually loves flowers. You love flowers?
No, I'd rather get kebab than flowers.
Oh, really?
A bouquet of kebab.
A bouquet of kebab or a bouquet of money, whichever one goes.
That's crazy. Nah, the guy's not my type. Yeah, whatever. Let's just create content. I wasn't even meeting up with him for anything else other than content creation. Plus, I was just at rock bottom. So let's see how it goes. But then, oh wow, he surfed me off my feet. And then we left the airport, you know, and then we went to the hotel. I mean, I was just minding my business, you know. Guys, one thing led to another.
And
Can you give us more specifics? What is the one thing that leads to another? Like, you said he wasn't your type, and I do want to ask you about what your type was before, Wode. But obviously, you said he wasn't your type, so I want to grasp the moment which it changed from, let's say, he's not my type at all, to, oh, maybe I like him a little, to dating. Like, how did he even get from that gap?
Honestly, maybe I don't even know if I had a type, honestly. The more I talked to him, the more I felt for him. Like I said, I'm saposexual. The way Maya talks, like the things he says, I get turned off when guys are not smart. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, you might be the whole package, but what is in your brain?
Yeah.
Is it just
Yeah.
mucus? You understand?
oh, you
Yeah.
like
Or
your
is it
brain
just water?
stimulated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when Maya talks, the way he works hard, the way he has goals, his plans for the future. Oh my God. Up to date, I don't think I've met anyone as intelligent as Maya. I think he's very intelligent. And that is so hot.
We love that.
Yeah,
Maya, did you hear that?
That's so hot.
I'll send you a clip, don't worry.
You know? So I feel like he's the smartest man that I know. And what else would I be looking for?
In your teenage years or stuff, did you always think, oh, I'm going to get married in my 20s, I'm going to get married in my 30s? Because I know for a lot of women, they timeline their life according to marriage and kids. Was that a big part of what your mind was?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I always thought I'm gonna get married when I'm in my 30s. But I got married in my 20s, you know? And then I've never been the kind of girl who thinks, oh, the wedding. Oh, you know. I think I'm similar to you guys when it comes to that. Nah, and that's why, you know, guys were attacking us last year. And they were like, you guys, what kind of wedding is that? And they were attacking Maya. They're like, you know, you should have done better for her, you know. And they're like, you don't understand. We don't all dream of big weddings. And, like, plus, some of us see it as a waste of money.
Yes. A
We'd
lot
rather
of-
save that money up and build a house, buy a car. So you want us to do a big wedding so you can come and eat.
Like, there's
And then you
so
go
much
home.
life after the wedding. It's one day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we are not here to impress anyone.
Yeah.
So just our wedding was extremely simple. It wasn't even a wedding, but it was a traditional. Should I call it a traditional wedding? And that was what was most important. Maya likes to joke and say that our wedding was $1,000. That's what he says. Honestly, it was a little more than that, but that was it.
Everyone has their own definition of happiness. Everyone finds joy in different ways. And like these people on the internet, I'm so glad I'm the one being watched, not the one watching and talking. And that should not go over your head, guys. That should not go over your
no,
head.
shouldn't. Maybe.
But I love that for you. And I remember seeing the contents of your wedding. I was like, oh my gosh, I loved it. I
That
loved
was
it.
really
I loved
nice.
it.
Plus, my dad talked to Maya, and my dad told Maya, I'm not selling my daughter. You know, so I'm not. So my
You're
dad
not a
was not like, you
commodity.
gotta give me money, you gotta give me lots
Oh,
of
wait.
money.
Oh, my God. Are you talking about the bride price?
Yeah.
And your dad said what?
I'm not selling her.
So your dad did not collect bride price?
He did.
Okay.
But, he didn't give pressure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they do it in Ghana.
They do.
But it's pressure.
It's a huge
and when you say you're going to
thing.
give this amount, they say,
What?
no.
Please tell me about bride price. What is that?
Generally, in a lot of African cultures I know of, let me say specifically Ghanaian and Nigerian, there's a thing called bride price. And then further to that in Ghana, there's a thing called akontansikan. I'm saying that wrong, I know, sorry. Which means the brother of the bride's money. So for the bride, they give an amount, and usually like a sizable or significant amount of money in exchange for the bride. So you see that idea of, I'm giving the hand of my daughter in marriage. What are you giving me back? But a lot of cultures want to try to now say like, oh, it's not an exchange, it's part of culture. But that's really the idea. It's like, we're giving you our precious jewel from our family, give us a huge amount of money, plus the cow, plus the drinks, schnapps, gin, like different things. Some people even add cars and things depending on like the man's wealth. Then the akuntansika thing in Ghana is you also now have to give separate money to the brothers, or I think the eldest brother of the woman, if she has a brother. So that's why I'm so surprised. And it's such a thing that they stand on. Like, there's no marriage without this money, and it has to be sizable and heavy. And so I'm so surprised. Like, in Ghana, it would be so rare for a father to hear a father say what your dad said.
Yeah, my dad is rare.
So rare. Yeah.
Is it true that that price changes depending on if you're a virgin or not?
I've heard of that.
I've
I've heard, like, at the wedding ceremony, they'll be like, and our daughter is not just a beautiful, but she's a virgin.
Hey, thank God we're virgins, eh?
Bride price going up.
Thank God I'm a virgin. But you mentioned the culture shocks from you moving to Ghana. I want to know some culture shocks from marrying a Ghanaian man.
Especially different from dating a Kenyan man.
I hadn't really dated in Kenya.
Okay.
Do you have any stereotypes of Kenyan men?
What you know in East Africa is West African men, specifically Nigerians and Ghanaians, they are very romantic, very, very romantic. And they let you chop their money. Maybe you guys can clarify.
Wait, West African men?
Yeah,
Oh,
especially
okay.
Nigerians and Ghanaians.
Yeah, especially Nigerians.
So
Especially
we, in quotes, I'm scared for these East Africans coming for me, but it's
Let
true.
them come.
They say East African men are very stingy.
I've heard.
Very, very
I've heard.
stingy. But Luo men are the exception. Luo men, we call them the West Africans of Kenya.
They're called what men?
Luo men.
Low men. Luo. Please, I'll be in Kenya later this year. Luo men, I'm coming for you.
Oh man, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, Luo men, they are very romantic and they like to, spoil their women.
Are they in Nairobi?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be in Nairobi, okay?
Other than them, the other men are generally just stingy, man. There's a couple of stereotypes. There's that one. And another one is just stay away from West African men generally. Run for your life. You better run. Because they just want to use you. They spoil you, give you sweet, sweet words. And then once they have you, they're gone. So even me with Maya, I was so scared initially. I was like, So he thinks I'm stupid. he thinks I'm stupid, I'm like, we know about you guys. Don't think you're gonna come here and then, In my mind, I was always thinking that.
Yeah.
And my
Wow.
dad also warned me. He was like, West African men. I'm like, yeah, So first I was like, I know it's not going anywhere. You think I'm this girl, you're gonna use me and run, But then I was falling. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because I'm still falling, But then it's like, is he gonna use me and run, But he told me initially, he was like, this one, I'm just gonna hit her and go my way.
He told you?
Yeah. Later on, he told me that was what he was thinking. Especially because apparently when he met me, I had a nose ring. And apparently, I looked like those girls who,
Oh, justice for all nose ringers. Like, this is bad.
Wow.
So I was like, he thought I was a bad girl.
I think the thing about identity is something a lot of girls in their 20s can relate to in finding direction, especially when it's not as clear cut. What type of identity struggles do you face being married to biggest YouTuber in Africa?
That's a very good question. It's not easy because like Maya is extremely hardworking. I think he's a workaholic. And sometimes like, don't you get burnouts? Because sometimes I'm so burnt out. Like, I'm going to rest. And then he's just, I'm like, are you not gonna rest? It's like he's always working, and it keeps me on my toes. even if I relax a little, it's like, yo, you better get up. You understand? He talks to me a lot, but then he also got to a point where he wasn't talking to me much. He was just letting me do me. And then I started being like, ish, why you not,
Okay.
why you need to talk to me, encourage me, and until I got to the point where I realized you're your own self.
Right.
You have to pick yourself up. You have to put in the work. But being with him has really played a major role. Even when I met him the first time, I was so lost. I didn't know what I was doing, and he taught me how to monetize my content, how to believe in myself. I never used to believe in myself. In my tags on YouTube, I was putting everyone else, all the big content creators, and he went through it. He's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, so I can be searchable, so people can find me. Like, yo, believe in yourself.
Yeah. Does it annoy you when people ask you questions about him when it's like you are your own person, and when people group you guys together, does that affect you in any way?
That happens all the time. All the time. And there are people who you can see they actually just have negative intentions. I remember like when we got married, Maya got so many DMs. And they were like, this is the worst thing you've ever done. Why would you get married to her? She competes with you. She's literally competes with you all the time. You can't get married to someone who competes with you. And then you'd get some people who are just trying to put us at loggerheads like all the time. It used to be very difficult. I used to be so confused, But and it's very easy because Maya is so big, But I'm learning to, follow my own path. But still, it's such a blessing. It's like mixed.
Right.
There's positive things about it and there's negative things about it.
Yes.
Like people will be comparing you guys all the time. And then it goes to a point where people will be complaining. Like, yeah, you're in Maya's shadow. And they'd attack Maya sometimes. If I go silent for like 2 months, they'd attack Maya. Like, why is Trudy? Trudy's in your shadow. Trudy. Why It's so crazy. I'm trying to think of how to put it.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words? Just 3 adjectives. How would you describe yourself?
Resilient. I've gone through things I never thought I would ever go through. You know how life shocks you sometimes? And then you look back and you're like, damn, I'm resilient. I think I'm hardworking. But then I don't just want to work hard. I want to work smart. Because I realize people who work smart and they don't work so hard. But
you're strategic with it.
Exactly.
You're strategic with it.
Yeah.
Oh, what would the last thing be?
Gorgeous, if I may add.
That's
And genuine. I think you're a genuine.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're a genuine person. I think you're a genuine person.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't see yourself until other people tell you.
Yeah, and how everyone sees you too is different per person, and that's also very interesting.
Yeah, because we met at the YouTubers kind of, not reunion, like it was a link up. So it was like 3 years ago. And the impression I have of you, I'm still very much having from before we started recording this podcast and during it. I'm getting very real, very uncut. Like you literally say it exactly how it is, and I appreciate that. Even when you're like, oh, I don't want them to come for me, but it's true.
What about you?
What about your 3 words, Amma?
Emotional, heavily emotional.
emotional?
Yeah, stop.
Amma is definitely one of the most
Hey!
emotional people I know.
When you say emotional, you mean you cry a lot and stuff?
In general, like emotions all over. Like I feel too much.
Really?
Too much. I am a person that feels too much. Passionate or super sweet.
You have to put resilience somewhere.
I don't want to put resilient. I intentionally did not put resilient because I don't want to always have to be a strong black woman. Please. It's like the most difficult job. And like, yes, cool. Like I have to be resilient because I have to be. But I want to talk about like my innate things, like the things about me, those like, not the things I have to be and I've had to be because of how my life has gone. But just like those characteristics that have been with me since I was a kid. Like I've always been super sweet. I've always been super emotional. And I've always been the third thing I said I don't remember. But yeah. What about you?
Determined.
Very, very, very.
Genuine. And I feel like this is the thing that I feel like I just naturally, when people meet me, give off the aura that I'm fake. Like, I think that's just like when people don't know me, just my assumption.
Yeah.
I think that also plays into like specific to Ghana, like just being light skinned. I feel like people would think that a bit bitchy. Because what I hear a lot from people is like, I didn't expect you to be this nice or to be the same.
Do you have a resting bitch face?
I don't. I think it's literally just the perception of, let's say, maybe my background and like what people might assume of
perception,
me.
Yeah. Just looking at your childhood, right? Are there any particular stories, like some highlights in your childhood, especially living, as a teenager without your mother and, having your dad so strongly present in your life? Were there any highlights?
When I was growing up, I didn't have a mom because she passed away when I was 16 in high school. And I'm from 2 different tribes in Kenya, which is the Luo and the Kikuyu. So now these tribes, they've never loved each other, but things are changing in Kenya now. But they've just been enemies and always on the opposite side of things. So then when my parents came together, that was different, especially back then. So then I grew up with this, aunt who just was very mean. Every day you're being told how you're so useless. You won't amount to anything. Look at you, just wasting your father's money. And looking back, I think it was just the devil trying to, bring me down.
Yeah.
Because in spite of all that, look at us now. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
So I know this person looks at me right now and they're like, damn, But that was major.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I didn't understand where all that was coming from.
Yeah, something's supposed to be your support system and build you up.
So that used to be so hard.
When you're just a young girl and then people are inputting things in your head, like, it's very easy for you to be programmed that way. So
That's
then
so true.
I'm sure that was like a huge part of your childhood. And
That's so true.
that
And then also
affected
the
you.
fact that you're from 2 different tribes and they don't like each
Right.
other, you're being pulled left and right all the time. Like when I'm with the Kikuyus, they tell me, oh, Luos. You know how they are. When I'm with the Luos, they tell me, Kikuyus, they just love money. They just, they just want money. You gotta be careful with Kikuyus. Better not get married to any Kikuyu man. When I'm with the Kikuyus, they tell me, you better not get married to a Luo man. You see these Luo men, the way they are. See how they act. See, so it's like, oh my God, can I breathe? And now things have really changed. But growing up as a mixed kid was so hard. Like 2 different tribes. Because they just hated each other. And then they're making you, and you're just innocent. And I'm like, I'm both of them. I have both
and you
blood
have
running through
blood,
my veins.
literally, and you're a
And
kid.
then, I love both equally. So why are you trying to tell me how bad Kikuyus
And your parents you
are
love
and
are from
Luos
both sides. like-
Exactly. And I have family from both sides, and my mom is this, my dad is this. So how you can't make me hate what is
Exactly.
part of me.
Yeah. The highlight I kind of take from that is, so then it must not be always true that the negativity that's poured into you in your childhood can then like directly affect your future and completely destroy your future. Because then look at you, right? Look at you now with YouTube.
I want to actually dive more into your childhood, like just to know about how you grew up. Like, were you smart in school? Like, did you play sports? Like, did you have a lot of friends?
my
Like,
God.
I want to know more about like Miss Trudy. You know what I'm saying? Because like when I think of I'm a governor, I think people think with her YouTube videos, but what I actually think is everything outside of YouTube that I know from the stories
Yeah.
that you tell me about your childhood.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense how you are now.
Yeah.
When I hear
It
about what you
does.
did when you were a kid.
Let me just say, I'm just really loving this podcast. I just love the questions you guys are asking. I love the energy. I love the vibe. Like, oh my God, you don't even understand. These are things people don't ask.
Yeah. Oh, I
You guys,
love
you don't
that.
understand. Guys, you better subscribe.
Shout out to
And you better give
Marintia.
We
this.
help
This
each
is
other.
crazy.
Tell us.
So,
Were you dumb in school?
unlike you, honestly, I think I was dumb. Yeah.
Really?
How does it feel like to be smart?
No, you finished. I don't want to give you your time. I was dumb as hell
No way.
up
Me
until
me
I
too.
swear.
That is why
You know,
I
when you
swear.
say you were dumb, I'd believe that.
Oh
But
my
her,
God!
no way.
Stop. When I say raw and cut,
Guys, I'm looking
When
for a
I
new
say
best friend. I'm looking for a new
Miss
Kenyan best
Trudy
friend.
is raw and
I'm looking for a
uncut.
new Kenyan best friend and a new
Man.
co-host. If you guys would like to sign
Hey,
me
please,
up,
what did I say?
we'll start the Dropouts podcast. No, but like, I totally agree. I totally feel
Dropouts
that. I
Because
totally
you
feel
see, I'm
that.
saying that because you're a lawyer.
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
how all
Please,
these
please,
things, I'm
please,
like,
please, you tell us
I'm
yours
like, Ish,
first.
am I even worthy to be in
No,
your
I was.
presence? You
Please, will
understand
you
me?
stop that?
I'm like, me and how we can relate,
It's
but
true,
you
it's
is
true,
like,
it's true,
Ish.
it's true, it's
Do you know
true.
the
Better
university
behave.
this
No,
girl
no,
went
no, I like
to?
people thinking I'm dumb. No.
No,
I like
no,
it's
it's
not.
not
I know,
dumb.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Georgia Tech.
I know you're joking.
This
I
girl
know
went to
you're joking.
Georgia
Which
Tech
one is that
University.
one?
Tell her.
It's one of the top schools in America.
Really?
Top schools
Are
in
you
that US of A.
Yes, and for IGCSE, I got 7A star, 2A, and for A levels, I got 2A star and 1A.
Babes,
We're
don't get. So
sorry.
I think you see what this girl
Sorry.
is the rarity
What did
in
I
like the
get for
Ghanaian
SATs?
system, guys. So Marintia is the one. She's not like book long. Let's go to school. I
No,
love
but-
school.
no,
Let's
so,
do
but
no.
do you know
But
why-
when she
no.
puts her mind to it, she's killing it. Forget
No,
it.
no, but the thing
Yeah.
is, what Miss Trudy said is actually how all my classmates felt. No,
but then
I know
when you
you're
had
joking. I know.
dinner, when you had dinner,
No,
you told me you're not so smart in school.
Same as Amma, I think what you're coming
Yeah.
to say, which is why I wanted to dive into childhood, because Amma and I think we're people who put
we
in the
work hard
We work
to
hard.
get to where.
We're
So
not
that natural sharks in
Yeah.
Ghana, there's a thing called natural shark.
Yeah.
Those people that even if they sleep, you don't go and follow them to sleep, my dear.
Yeah.
They would get up and
Yeah.
We had a lot of them in school. And I don't know how the Kenyan system, I feel like it should be like that in a lot of different schools. You always have the natural sharks. It's like regardless if they were sleeping and the teacher waking, then the question is, why are you disturbing me? That type of thing. Natural sharks. We were not.
Sharks.
We had to work to eventually go above. So me, I was below average for the longest time.
Me too.
Longest time below average. Then average. Then when we were about to write the first major exam in Ghana being BC, when my dad was like on me. So I attended two junior high schools for last year just to write and just to get better. That's how dumb I was. Yes.
Hey, are we twins?
Yes,
Exact
I'm telling
same
you.
story. The elementary school that I went to in Ghana, right? So when they even found out what I got for IGCSE, they were so flabbergasted because as in that first school, I was always like 15th, 16th position. And they were even like, she might have some learning disabilities. Like,
really?
This girl, like when I was a kid, like 7, 8, 9 years old, I'm talking about. They'll be like, Maritia comes to class, but she's in her own world. Like, she's not in class. And it was really just like, I watched this show when I was in middle school and I was like, I want to go to Harvard. So then that was when I started studying. But for the longest time, I was still average. And but the thing is that I act dumb in school a lot. For example, when I go to school, right? All I care about is PE. Like, I won't even go for classes.
Yeah, sports.
So I wouldn't even go for classes. So when the grades came out and when you go on stage, everyone was like, this girl that doesn't come to school, why is she part of those people? And that was the beginning of like people being like, hey, don't follow this girl. But that's usually my branding.
So tell us, how dumb were you exactly?
How dumb were you in school? So now that we're two
It's
smart
the realization that no, she's actually in fact the only. I'm joking.
Oh gosh.
We're joking. So
Well. So I was always like just less than average in school, you know, and it used to hurt me so bad because I used to study hard. I used to wake up really early to read. I used to go to sleep late, you know, and I used to pray like, God, I gotta pass these exams. But unfortunately, I never used to pass, you know, and I used to feel so bad because my dad would spend so much money paying tutors so that I can do well in maths. I always used to get D's. Like D would be the best score I get in maths.
No,
D
guys,
student
tap in, because a lot of kids get told they'll be useless for the rest of their lives just because they
that's
get
the
D in math and things like that. Look at her now.
And that's the thing I was being told, like, now your life. Because they say education is key.
Yeah.
Now this education, you're flopping.
Yeah.
And I remember crying. I'm like, God, what's going to happen to me?
Yeah.
God, please.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read.
Yeah.
But then I used to read, but it doesn't enter. Like, it just doesn't. And they tutor me, but then it just doesn't enter, you know. And it just used to be so hard for me. But I wanted it so bad. But I remember when I finished primary school, my dad was like, now this score that you got, are you going to repeat or what? And I remember crying because I'm like, damn, I'm going to have to repeat, you know. But then I don't want to, you know. But then how can I proceed with such grades?
And they could have used specific strategies to help you with your specific learning disability, but because they also probably didn't know, and then they used to just take all kids like, okay, if you're doing well, then you're good. If you're not doing well, then you're bad. Then they just categorize you instead of like focusing on, oh, this could be a learning disability. Which are conversations that people are now having about ADHD, about dyslexia, about so many things. You know, some people, when they're looking at math, what I've heard about dyslexia, that the numbers are just jumping and like jubbling. So that's why, but they didn't even know. They thought everyone else was like that, but was still able to succeed. They didn't know they had a challenge.
And that times when you're trying and not getting the results, I remember those periods. And you know, those things are part of the things that probably build the resilience in you, like small things.
I never looked at it like
no,
that.
I'm telling you, because do you know how many people give up after they try and doesn't work out? That's how it is for most people. Do you know, I think in school there's the sharks, and the majority of the people are in the middle gap where if they try, they can be smart. But how long you have to try is different for everyone, right? For me, I feel like mine was long, and most people would have thought they were dumb their whole lives if they didn't even try that extra year that I did, or the extra 2 years that I did. Because for a long time I was studying so hard and my grades were not reflecting. And there's obviously the people who have like lower grades, but like
Yeah.
I really think even in the studying, you give up. Like if you're studying and you're not getting the grades, you will give up. Most
Yeah.
people.
That's crazy because I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was also just building resilience.
Very
Yeah,
much so.
of course.
Crazy.
No, because also look at how it translates to your 3-year $3 a day job, and then how it translates to even your YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
continues.
I never
Yeah.
even thought of that.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about that. I'm like, I went through that. So
Yeah,
Yes.
for
whatever
that.
it is I'm facing right now,
Yes.
I'm gonna overcome it
Yeah.
eventually.
100%.
People are probably laughing like, oh, look at her studying so hard. She doesn't even make the grades, da da da. And now look at the results. But this whole conversation about resilience and how these moments of building resilience, knowingly or unknowingly, throughout your life from your childhood and things, have reflected in your YouTube journey. But before we even delve into that, do you remember when you started? Like even the year you started? Do you remember if you had any goals for these are the types of YouTubes I wanted to do?
You see-
The number of videos I want to put out, these are the number of subscribers I want to have by a certain time. Like how was your first growth spurt on YouTube?
When I started doing YouTube, at that time, after being so lost, I just remember I used to pray a lot. I was so confused. And like I told you, even when I was working in the supermarket, I felt like I have a lot to offer. I just didn't know what. I was like, this can't be it. I can't be born, go to school, get a job, get married and die. Like this, nah. So I always felt something inside me that, nah, you've got a lot to offer. Then I used to listen to a lot of motivational speakers, you know, guys who tell you, yes, you can do it. There's nothing you can't do. You know, like all day,
do you
all
do
the
that?
time. Yeah.
Ah.
These days, not as much, but I
Yeah.
used to listen to them from morning till
What about
evening.
self-help books?
Yeah, I used to read them a
see.
lot.
Wow.
Like Think and Grow Rich.
That's my favorite one, Napoleon
Really?
Hill. Yeah, such a good book.
Really?
Such a good book.
Think and Grow Rich, and as a man
wow.
thinketh, so is he. So I used to tell my brain, nah, you gotta think positively. You gotta act like who you wanna be, even before you get there, you know. I just used to consume these things a lot. And then I used to listen to like Steve Harvey and how he was sleeping in the streets and then he made it. And it's such stories. And they're talking about vision boards. Like you've got to have a vision board. You've got to write down what you want, describe the kind of life you want, put them there. Guys, you won't even believe it. You won't believe it. Everything on my vision board came true.
Wow.
Okay, apart from one thing.
Wow,
which
that
is
makes
like a
me
Jeep.
excited.
Like I want to own a red Jeep. Other than that,
But I feel like right now you can even get a red Jeep
yeah,
if you
I
want
can.
to.
So now I had to set up like a new vision board.
Wow, guys, nothing on my first vision board has come true.
It's gonna
yet.
come true.
Okay.
Like looking
I have
at you
to
and how you
start.
seem so driven.
yeah.
And you know the craziest story
Tell me.
is during that time when I was depressed before I met Maya. I was home so depressed. My brother had given me his car, you know, and I was going to meet my cousin. I had
Sorry,
gone-
you have siblings. How
Oh
many?
yeah, two brothers.
Two brothers. Oh.
Yeah, I wish I had a sister. I'm the last born.
That's the best positioning. Are you joking? But please go on.
My brother gave me his car. I was going to meet up with a cousin of mine. I was driving on one of the big roads in Kenya. Then I had an accident. I was going this side. I remember when I woke up, I was facing the opposite direction. I wrecked the car. It was so bad. I just opened my eyes and I was surrounded by people. And it was so confusing. And I
What?
just, yeah, I remember.
Was that near death?
Oh, yeah. So I remember a car was passing by and it was one of my brother's friends and he was like, oh, that's Alan's car. My brother is called Alan. So he stopped. So he was coming to check because he knows the car. Then he saw me and he was like, oh, are you okay? And stuff like that. Then he was like, oh my God, I gotta call Alan. I was like, don't call him. I was freaking out because my brother, what am I gonna tell him?
Yeah, of course.
I messed his car up.
Yeah.
And there was police there. The car was taken. Went to the police station. Blah blah blah. To cut the long story short, it's like could things get? You know, it was already. Things were bad. Like this was making things even worse. You understand? So then eventually called my brother. They came to the police station. My brother was like, "What were you doing? Were you like on the phone and driving?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't. You know, I just wasn't used to driving." And what happened is I drifted off. Which is weird. These days I have to tell myself, focus. But that was like so long ago though. Like maybe is it 4 years ago? I drifted off while driving. Plus it was my first time driving alone. I always used to, I had just finished school
And it was
and
on
then
a major road.
I always drove with someone in the car. So it was my first time driving alone and I drifted away. So to cut the long story short, I remember I felt so bad. And when we went back home, I told my brother, I'm so sorry. He was crying. He was so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, one day I'm gonna buy you a car. He's like, how? You're doing promotions. How much are you making in a month? Less than $100. You know? Like, what do you mean you're gonna buy me a car? I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it. He was like, get out of my face.
Wait,
He didn't
did
tell
you
me
do
that, but you could just see what.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Wow.
Like 2 years later, I bought him a better car than the one I
Wow. What was
wrecked.
his reaction like?
He was shocked. He was like, you said it. Because he said he always used to come to my room
I
and
have goosebumps.
And
Like,
on
I
my-
have tears.
goosebumps.
Like, I'm
yeah,
actually,
it
like...
was crazy.
Goosebumps,
And on my vision board was the car. Like I wanted to buy him. So he always just used to see the car there.
It used to probably
So he
annoy
was
him.
Like, yeah, he was like,
People doing
"It's on your
manifestation
vision
things.
board. You said it. I was like, yeah. This car is more expensive, better than the car that I wrecked.
Period, girl.
So it was a goal,
Oh
and
my
they accomplished it, and
God.
that was one
I'm
of the
tapping
things.
in. I'm tapping in.
Yeah.
I'm tapping in. This
That's
is
one of the things that
gorgeous.
made me so happy, because I used to feel so bad when my brother was taking, matatus. That's matatus are trotro.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was feeling, no, I gotta buy him
Yeah.
a car. But I did it, and I was so happy. Like,
that's
I ticked it off.
amazing. So did you do the same thing for the YouTube specific goals you had? Like did you were those parts of your general vision board?
Oh yeah, it was a couple of things on the vision board. That was one of them. So I ticked all of them off.
The number of videos, the number of views, number of subscribers.
Money that I wanted to make.
How did you feel with like your first viral video? Like when you're like, oh my God, people who don't know me are commenting. People who don't know me are like liking my videos.
What was
was
your
crazy.
first viral video? When we say viral, it doesn't have to be, let's say, how your videos go viral now.
Now.
Like your first initial thought of getting subscribers.
So what happened? I remember I had like 300 subscribers when the Chinese launched a new train in Kenya, the SGR train.
Okay.
And it was big news, so I went and I covered it. I moved from my city, Nairobi, to Mombasa, which is another city in Kenya. So when I moved there, I filmed the whole experience, and the video just went viral. It was my first video to ever get like 500 views, because I used to get like 50 views, 30 views. It was my first video to get like 1,000 views. I was like, oh my God. I woke up the
made it.
next day, like 5,000, then 10,000, 50,000. I was like, this is it. This is it. Then it hit 100,000. I was like, God, what? Then like 300,000, like half a million. I was like, God, how? And then with that, my growth was just going up. I was shocked. I was in disbelief.
Oh, was it steadily upwards from there?
Oh yeah. But then of course, YouTube is not like straight.
No,
like
of
that.
course,
There's
of
ups and
course.
downs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video gave me so many subscribers. I think it gave me like my first 10,000 subscribers. I think that might have been what Maya knew me through also as well. Because Maya was
Look at that. That video could be why you have your career now,
Exactly.
why you
You
got
have your
married.
husband while you live in Ghana now.
Yeah, the butterfly effect is crazy.
Ooh.
And this is what I wanted to talk about. That first initial, because we all experienced it, right? Like in the beginning, let's say it's only your friends that subscribe.
Yeah.
And then you're getting the 100 views,
Yeah.
50 views. And we all had that breakout video that first hits 500 or 1,000 views, right? Do you remember yours? What were yours?
Okay, the
Different
truth for
ones.
me is I actually didn't start with so small.
Oh, okay. What did you start with?
I think my first ever video, did like
First ever video.
first ever video. No, at that time was like 2K
2K
That's a
views.
lot.
views. Yeah.
How?
Wow.
So this was my first time ever getting a phone in the first, because in my family you only get a phone when you get to uni. So when I got a phone and I saw YouTube, I was like, just like you, when you saw YouTube, I was like, what? Like people could just come and film whatever, So I started watching people, and I was just like going through the comments and really studying and just seeing what was interesting about what keeps people coming for the first time when they don't even know you, and things like that. So my first video was hot tea. And I just finished my first year in law school in uni. So I talked about my first year in uni, which had a heartbreak story in it, which had the highlight was a physical fight I entered. Because of where I grew up, the reality of it, I'm a fighter. Like, I don't insult, I don't exchange words, I fight. But I've stopped now because I'm a lawyer. But yeah, I had this first fight with someone in law school. And so that tea was like kind of the highlights in it. Yeah, and like some things that happened with my roommate drama, because they were older than me and I was the freshman, I was young, and they were trying to boss me around, things like that. And it was things that and honestly, my thought process was I'm targeting university people. So also what I did was I did a snippet of the juicy parts and then sent it to 5 of my friends in different 5 universities to just post on their like WhatsApp statuses and wherever, right? Just 111. That couldn't really do much, but I was just like, okay, 111, and I take University of Ghana, because I was in University of Ghana. So that made me get like a good, so I never had like 50, 70, 16 views, no. And from that 2K, it was always like 1 point something K, 2K, 3K,
Wow.
but small like that, yeah.
Oh, we can't relate to that one.
You know what? This is perfect because the reason why we were even asking about how we started YouTube is I think this podcast, we have the perfect people to encourage Ghanaian YouTubers, Nigerian YouTubers, African YouTubers to see the potential at which they can perform in comparison to American YouTubers. I think a lot of people think, oh, you know what, short form content is easier, it takes less time, but I want a lot more people to tap into the YouTube dream and then give them tangible advice as to how they can do it, because I did not even think technically like you did at all, which is why I had the numbers I did, because I was just like
you're so smart and you're just starting.
you
That's
just
crazy.
smart. I mean, I didn't think of title, I didn't think of thumbnail, I didn't think of audience, I didn't think of anything. Like, I just started putting videos out, and of course, very like 100 views, like my friends are viewing its level, and everything you just mentioned. I feel like now we have so much more knowledge. Let's give people the insights. I'll give one advice, and let's go around giving one advice.
Okay.
Don't make a vlog as your first video. Nobody knows you. Nobody cares about you. So how would they find you? And that's what I was doing. I was making vlogs because that's what I like watching. But the thing is that it's not like the TikTok algorithm where random people are popping up for you on YouTube. Someone has to search and find you. That's why people who do like how-to videos about how to do this with your hair or how to make money, those videos do well. Do not do vlogs in the beginning is my advice.
That's great advice. Because I started doing vlogs.
Me too.
And I was getting 10 views.
Me too.
And like 9 of them were mine. You understand? You keep going back to, is someone
Yes,
watching? Is
yes,
someone watching?
yes,
And then at the end of the day, say, oh my God, 10. Then you're like,
Then
it's
you're
me.
like,
It's
Yes.
yeah, so that's great advice.
Surreal.
Honestly.
Oh, yes.
So, for me, I'd say be yourself. I remember when I started, I was trying to be like everyone else. I was even doing makeup videos, and I remember being attacked, and guys were just laughing in the comment section, like, "Oh my God, this is not for you." And I knew it wasn't for me, but I was just doing what I was seeing everyone doing because I was so confused. So I think it's good to just be yourself. Like, don't do vlogs, but be yourself. Don't try to be like anyone else. When you're authentic, it shows, and people can fall in love with you when you're yourself. Plus, if you're trying to be someone else, who's gonna be you?
Yeah. My advice would be do the research. And I know that it seems like a lot also because it's like, you know how a lot of people are just giving their testimonies of how they started YouTube. They're just like, listen, me, I just started, I just put out the first video, and that would work for a lot, and that's fine. But when I say do the research, what do you want to do first of all? Then when you find out and mind you, what you want to do can change going forward. But if you just have an idea of what you want to even start doing, then you want to look at people that do what you want to do. Not so you can be like them. You still maintain your own personality, but just to see what is selling, because at the end of the day, it's a market. You have to think of it as, like, you see, we said the business of YouTube in Ghana. Well, it also really depends on what you want to do. If you want to do a personalized, they call it video journey, and they call it something, to just do your own growth. So you don't even care about views. That's not what we're talking about. That's not the kind of advice. We're talking about how to get eventually monetized and do YouTube full-time, big time. So we're talking about business. You want to study the market. You want to know what a thumbnail is, but not just what a thumbnail is. What kind of thumbnail would get people to click? What does clickability mean? Because people don't watch the video before they see the video. They will see the thumbnail, and that's what they see. The thumbnail. What kind of text? What kind of color text? How should I put the text in? How should I put my picture in? Do I take a picture for the thumbnail? Do I take a picture before even the video, or I take a screenshot from the video? But how far will you be away from it? How close would you be away from it? Doesn't matter if you are close, or it's like, a headshot in the thumbnail. Doesn't matter if there's a this or that in it. Doesn't matter if, you have to do the research. You have to do the research on titling. What does that look like? What do the people in my niche that I want to start with, how do they title? It's really important for you to do the small research and then go through comments. See, go through comments.
You have
That's the reason. That's what it tells you everything before. Look, it gets to a point where when you're watching the video, you can anticipate what the comments would be like. You can anticipate what people will flag and highlight. Just do the research on what you should know about what you want to do and how long you should do the video. Should it be 5 minutes? Should it be 7 minutes? Should it be 15 minutes? And what's your target audience? Know that you cannot target everyone, just like every business. Every business has its target, or you cannot target. So who are your people? Is it women? Is it men? Is it women between 15 to 35? Is it men between this? So you are doing direct targeting of your content. Everything is skewed to hit a target instead of just, they be like, let's see what will work. Let's throw shit to the wall and see what will stick. Because at the end of the day, you are expending resources in the try and errors. You have to be getting something back, even when it's not monetary, right? But just like, from 50 to 75 to 90 to, I'm talking about the views, like you're seeing some growth, you're seeing some, something you're getting back from doing direct targeting instead of just throwing it. So that's one thing.
So how I did my research, and I got this from a YouTube video I watched, is find 5 YouTubers in the niche that you want to be in, specific to the niche you want to be in, go through all their thumbnails and find the common traits between all their highest view videos thumbnails. For example, Michelle Choi, I realized that all her videos that have 1 million views, not all of the videos, but all of the thumbnails that does this has 1 million views, which is, it has her eating in it. And it's a particular shot. And this is where the nerd in me comes out, and then numbers and stuff come out a bit. So I literally had like a spreadsheet where I put 10 thumbnails side by side, compare the colors, and see how the top YouTubers in your 5 niches, put all their thumbnails in a page, compare their numbers, and see which ones have better numbers. On the note of having a target audience, and this also goes into the psychology. Psychology is everything when it comes to getting people to pay attention to you, and also in making money. The target audience that Amma mentioned, right? Once you identify it, you need to think about how they think. So if it's, let's say, a 20-year-old girl in Ghana, what kind of things is she interested in? At what moments of the day is she usually watching YouTube? Is she usually watching YouTube when she's eating, or is it when she's on the move? And that totally changes the type of content you make. For example, in Amma and I, we have completely different audiences, and it shows in the editing. For example, Amma's audience, majority female, correct?
Yeah, like 90-something%.
And I think there's a statistic that men have a lower attention span, and my editing is like catered, and it's kind of similar to how guy YouTubers edit. So all of that goes into the psychology of people. And then going into, again, what Amma said about the research, title and thumbnail is everything. I would go as far as to say how to make a perfect video. Start step 1, think of the title before you think of the video. And I think Mr. B said that.
That's amazing advice, you guys. I wish I had this when I was starting my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, we wish. Yeah.
And can I give one more for advanced level? Because this is what I'm now coming to implement.
Yeah, please.
So this is what YouTubers in Japan are doing, and I was like, wow, this ties into what you were saying about work smarter, not harder. I was thinking just AdSense, right? I was thinking, put out video, I get the money from YouTube. That was cool for me for a long period of time. Now, every video I put out, there has to be a commodity product or service that I am adding to it, that I am owning. For example, my music is going to be in my videos, and my music career is my main thing I'm passionate about. So that's translates into another future business of mine, right? But
I'm so sorry. I hit a snippet. Guys! Okay, go on.
So I'm talking about, let's say, what do I fucking always wear in my videos? A cap. And it's the fact that cap is for someone else and it's not for me.
This is crazy.
So what's going to happen now is, let's say I have a video of me asking a guy, what's your type? You, right? That has 5 million views on TikTok, like 3 million views on Instagram. If I was wearing my cap in that, and that reel was set up in a way to translate straight into sales, out of 8 million people, how many caps would have been sold? If a cap is sold for 30, for God forbid CDs, if a cap is sold for $30 and it's sold to 1,000 people, that's 30K, correct?
Yeah.
Right, so that's 30K more I would have made from comparison to the $500 I could have made from one video. Now it's $30,500 I could have made from that video. As a YouTuber, you need to be mindful of how you don't burn yourself out, which is when you put out a video and you think it's gonna go viral and it doesn't, those accumulate and it takes a hit on you wanting to even edit, because editing takes hours.
Yeah.
So for me now, for me to edit 15 hours for a video to put out, the AdSense is not enough for me anymore to motivate me. My caps need to be sold and my music also needs to be streamed. And that translates into your bank account. And guys, who's greedy here? Me! Who loves money? Me! So that's for advanced YouTubers tip.
Oh, so I hear you saying instead of just thinking of AdSense as like the sole way to monetize each YouTube video. You need to think about more ways to monetize the YouTube, like the each video that you put out, right?
You need to have your own business, and that business should be something that's so deeply part of your lifestyle. If you're a lifestyle creator, that is constantly shown in your videos and is a part of you. It's like if you do a skincare routine every morning, like if you are, for example,
use like those who do it now, like Emma Chamberlain, her coffee.
Coffee, but I feel like people in like Ghana and Africa, we think it's so far from us, but it's not. Let's say, and I think a lot of creators now are doing it with having like salons and wig companies and like I know someone who used to be a YouTuber who now does hair products, and now if she was doing those two at the same time, come on now. And the thing is that if you are now an entrepreneur who doesn't do YouTube, sorry for you, because the YouTuber is just going to take your business model and sell it to people.
Yeah.
For example, you think Wode Maya, if he starts a hotel, the hotels that exist where their owners don't do YouTube can compete? No. So now as a YouTuber, in the future, I believe every top successful person has to have a personal brand. And that's how already is moving in America. In Ghana, we're way behind, but in the time that it is going to come right away.
Yeah. Yo, listen, this is crazy. This is amazing information. Thank you for sharing. I think you're so intelligent. You understand?
No, she is.
That's funny. But the ideas you just gave, oh my goodness. You don't even understand.
Yeah.
Top notch.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Recently, I was in California and I was with my best friend there. And we were talking a lot about what you just said, and they introduced me. I knew about it, but I just wasn't taking it seriously.
Okay.
But after she told me how much she's made on Amazon, I was like, oh my God. You know, the referral links,
Affiliate
marketing. So then I started that. She encouraged me to buy a new camera, which is the one I was using yesterday. And I bought it. And I registered for that. And then I talked about it on my videos. And people actually started buying the camera. And then I got an email from Amazon. They're like, ooh, now you know, we've moved you to the bronze category. And then I got another email. They're like, oh, we want to work with you with this other. I'm like, oh, listen, this is a good idea. You know, this is actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
So, like, when you buy products like on Amazon and then you put them on your link, you can actually make money through affiliate links, as well as what you said. Now you even made me start thinking. I have an Airbnb in Kenya. And I usually just post it once in a while on my stories. I'm like, I should put it on my YouTube channel.
100%.
Obviously.
Like,
of course.
And your
crazy.
travel, so it just
now it's gonna be
makes
like my ad
so
that
much
I ran,
sense.
all this.
Yes.
I needed to hear that.
What's the most a brand has paid you for a brand deal?
Okay, now I remember there was a time in my life when I was doing content and I always just wanted to work with brands because I thought, oh my God, brands, this is it for me, Charlie.
Right.
When the brand started coming, it's like, that's it? Like, that's how much you're going to pay me?
Right.
Are you serious?
Right.
Anyway, what I'm saying is the highest a brand has paid me, for me personally, is like $5,000. Other brands have paid less. Some paid $2,000. Right now, I just can't do anything for less than $1,000. Like, I can't. People will be reaching out. They're like, we're going to pay you $500. I'm like, I can't. No, I'm not going to do that. If you can't bring the money up, then no. Now, I always used to work with brands, but then you work with some brands and they're such a headache. Like, they bother you. They're like, make this change. You want it like this. I'm like, why didn't you say that earlier? Like, some brands are so stubborn.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? I'd rather work hard. I'll make more money and then I'll be at peace. Oh, let me tell you, my best friend, she lives in California. Shout outs to LJ. She makes so much money. Like, American brands, oh my God.
Do you want to give us a number? Like a big brand deal number?
$20,000
Right.
for hours. For just hours. No, that's not even a whole day.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, America. Like, I wish we can have that in Africa. That's going to be so cool.
And I think Amma might have a different opinion to me as this because Amma is about the revolution and I'm about money in my pockets.
Yeah.
If you are in Ghana, you want to make money as a YouTuber, your audience cannot be in Ghana. So YouTube pays you AdSense based on where your viewers are watching you from.
Yeah.
So as in, Amma and I can have the same exact video, same number of views. If my audience is all in America, I'm going to make 5, 6, 10 times than what she makes than if your audience is fully here. And so just to also paint a picture, I'm assuming Wode's audience is mainly not in Africa as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a creator here, I would say that it's not that I don't want to be watched in Ghana. I would love to be represented in my home country.
Yeah.
But also we have this thing in Africa where if you're respected outside, you're respected more here. That's another fucked up thing, right? So me, I would say that don't think small and don't think in the circumference of, oh, well, the people in Ghana like this video. Do what you want to do for the world and think about how you're going to appeal for the world. What's the most you've made at the end of the month?
Over $10,000.
Oof.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, I have a whole video on my channel about how much I made on YouTube, and I break down how much I've made in my most viral video in a month and stuff like that. So you can take this opinion, combine it with that, and get a lot of insight.
I have the same exact video as well on how much I've made at that time, like throughout my channel, and then specific videos based on the virality or otherwise of it. So you guys could check that out as well.
I'll link it.
But you've talked about the most. What's the average?
$5,000. But it goes up and down, you know?
Whoa.
$5,000 was the most I've made in a month for me, the highest, which was Vlogmas, when I did Vlogmas.
I remember
But
that.
it was a combination of not just the fact that I was posting 25 videos, but like also at that point I had 10,000 subscribers. So I made 5,000 with 10,000
Are
subscribers.
you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
That
because
is
I was putting
crazy.
out 25 videos, 25 days in a row, and 4 or 5 out of those videos were my first 100K videos. And that's something also that I learned. I was so heavy on the fact of perfection before putting out. Then someone said, you don't go to a basketball court for the match for the first time and shoot and expect it to go in. You shoot so many times in practice, and that's why it goes in. So outputs, people always debate quality over quantity, and someone said something that changed my mind. Quantity leads to quality.
Wow.
Was what that person put in my mind. As in, like, sure, you might not want to make your mistakes in front of the world, so it might be different for people and how they deal with it, but there's no minus you get from quantity, because each quantity is teaching you how you're improving your quality. One of the biggest important things to be a YouTuber is not thumbnail, title, nothing to even do with the algorithm or YouTube, is keeping yourself happy the whole time. Because when you're not happy, you're not gonna film.
Oh my gosh.
Keeping them, like, literally what stops most people from posting, yes, the editing does take time, but it's the fact that, Charlie, if I don't feel good, I can go into an office and type on a computer, yes, but I can't come and be smiling and be giving the energy. I barely want to talk to my friends. Like, how am I gonna talk? But the weird thing for me is I can actually talk to a camera more than my friends when I'm, like, not feeling like it.
Same, yeah.
But for example, even with why I've been off of social media for the past 2 years, life been lifing.
I just love how real you guys are. This is crazy because these are things people don't actually talk about. And then we show you guys the best sides, you know?
Yeah.
But then when we are off, when we are not okay, sometimes we just go off.
Yeah.
No, that's so real. what you
Because
said.
when I'm not okay is when I don't call my friends and I isolate, right? And basically I isolate from YouTube too. So I think that's how it operates. And I was thinking, like, if I was just mentally stable the whole time, I will be on fire.
Like your energy is different, your motivation is different, your passion is different. How
Yes.
you hold the camera, how you even think about
Yes.
editing, that's usually so
Yes.
it's different. You're excited to put it out, you're excited for people to see what you put out.
Yeah.
You're
I have a few quick fire questions. Which country has finer men, Ghana or Nigeria?
That's difficult. Because you guys look the same. The Ghanaians, what's the difference? Please, what's the difference?
Damn.
Honestly.
Amma,
You look the same, you sound the same.
Which men look
Eh?
You've been to Nigeria. Which men are finer?
Oh wow, that's so hard actually.
Do it for the TikTok clip. Let's make some angry people. Yeah.
Nigerian men.
Ooh, period. Which country?
What about you? What do you
Nigerian
think?
men.
Hey.
Easy for me.
Tell the difference.
I still love Ghana though. God bless her. Independence Day. Whee!
Oh yeah, Independence Day is coming
Yeah,
soon.
it's coming. Oh, guys, please, if you see me on the streets, just change my mind if you're a Ghanaian man. Which country throws better parties?
Nigerians.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000.
Nigerians.
What are you doing? 1,000%.
Yes. So, the last one. Who has better jollof? Ghana, Nigeria?
Ghana.
I think I'd say Ghana.
Ghana.
Have you tasted Nigerian jollof though?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, me as well.
It
was
feels
good
like they
though,
put too
but-
much water. And that is it tastes a little bit transparent. I don't know how to put it.
But-
Transparent but spicy with transparent.
Yeah. You see, the way you're saying that makes me think then my experience was not that invalid, because I now invalidate my Nigerian experience where I tasted Nigerian jollof in Nigeria, because it was a really big. I was thinking maybe because it was commercialized, so they didn't put love in it or something. But even the roadside jollof in Ghana, I'm sorry, slaps. Do you get what I mean?
Which Caribbean country has the finest men?
Well, I have to say Jamaica. Yeah, like Jamaica was just, oh my God. I don't know if I should say this, but it was like the favorite, like the best country I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Nigeria looks, Jamaica looks like,
Jamaica looks like Ghana.
Yeah, I feel that too. I heard it looks like
there's
Avery.
very many similarities between Jamaica and Ghana.
Okay.
The food very
Which
similar.
Caribbean country had the best food?
Jamaica.
No, the girl is a Jamaican
Jamaica
girl.
looks like a picture. Like it doesn't look real. It's like unreal. Like you're there and you're like, how?
Wow.
Then no, you're lying.
Wow.
You know they say God cheats when he was making Jamaica. And then so many things fell, you know. It was like, oops,
Wow.
my bad. Because they have beautiful blue water. It's crazy all over.
Ghana.
And then it's so green. And then it's so hilly. It's like, how can one country have all this? It's like, God, how? You know, like, come on, give some to some other
Jamaica.
countries. Like, let me tell you, Jamaica is crazy. The food, jack chicken, they've got parties. Salivating just thinking about them. Don't get me started. Literally salivating just thinking about them. And then the way they speak, like, I love them. The way they speak.
Yeah.
How do they speak? How do they speak? Remember?
Street.
I know.
Street.
Bumble clap, man.
Yeah, but the way
Welcome to our
they
channel, guys.
I promise. No, they're gonna be happy.
Okay.
Like me, I was not the one that was saying it on my channel. And they was like, oh, you know what that means, Trudy? You know, just the way they speak, the accent, and then they love Africa. Of all the Caribbean countries, like when they hear you're from Africa, they love you so much. They have so much respect. I feel like a celebrity. Like, man, I want to go to Africa, man.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
talking,
I'm like,
yeah.
you know, I'm like, oh really? I'm like, yeah, we're part of Africa. I'm like, damn. Like I feel like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
like
love
other countries where they make you feel like African. So you came to, you know, create a
something
life because
greater.
you have nothing.
Great
Jamaica's like,
passion.
oh, that's where we want to go.
How was your experience coming on the podcast for the first time?
It was so much fun. I feel like I've gotten to know you guys a little better.
Girl, when we do this,
I feel like I've known you guys a little better. I feel like you guys, don't think about it, but you guys are wiser than I thought. It's not like a girlfriend.
I love it when people tell me that.
You guys are so wise.
Oh, thank
and you
you.
guys are so cool. And it's been so much fun.
she's killing me, guys. When I say raw uncut, I don't know if it's like Kenyan humor. I don't know, but I love it.
Oh, I love you guys too. It's been fun. Guys, you better subscribe.
Please do
Subscribe and sponsor us, guys.
Please sponsor us. We had our first sponsor in this episode, and we're so excited to have many more sponsors in the future. And again, we are wrapping up the episode now, but we're going to start filming the membership-only segments where we get into the tea. Okay, if you thought this was the tea, we actually give you guys so much for free. It's crazy. So you might as well subscribe for $5 a month.
Subscribe.
Okay? Subscribe. Please listen
Oh,
to our
it's a
podcast. Yeah, it's monthly.
Oh.
Subscription.
Ooh,
So,
that's affordable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yes.
good.
So, you know, guys, subscribe. Comment down below your favorite part of the episode. And what really helps us, honestly, is you guys clipping a part of this podcast and putting it on TikTok. And we have big goals for it. We want to conquer Africa. We want to conquer Asia. We want to get to multi-millions. And throughout the whole of that, you can see our journey in our personal lives. Ama with her revolution, me with music. And you can follow Miss Trudy on her YouTube. And you'll see her whole life
Come watch my
there
channel.
as well.
Okay.
So I think that's it for today. And we'll see you guys next video.
Love you.
Bye.